In this video, I'll be discussing question set number 22. Now to answer this question set, I'll be using the same database that I created in question number 16 and 17. So now in the first question, I've been told to find the details of the students who participated in the singular subject in the exam held on this date given here. So for that, I'll be heading over to ADSQL, and now I'll be typing a query to find the answer. So I'll be first typing select, and after that I need to type these column names over here, which is in the student table. So first I need to type student dot index number comma student dot first name comma student dot last name comma student dot gender comma student dot contact number, and finally to get the class name of that student I need to use a class table. So class dot class name, and after that I'll be typing from student. So and after that what I need to do is I need to join the class table with the student table. So I'll be typing join and then type class on, and then I need to equal the class ID column which is in the student table to the class ID column that is in the class table. So student dot, so it should be class ID equals to class dot class ID, and after that I'll be joining the student exam mark record table with the student table. So join student exam mark record on, and now I need to equal this index number column over here to this index number column over here in the student exam mark record table. So student index number equals to student exam mark record dot student index number, and after that I'll be joining the student exam mark record table with the exam term table. So join exam term on student exam mark record dot term ID equals to exam term dot term ID, and again I'll be joining the subject table over here with the student exam mark record table. So subject on, and then I need to equal this subject ID column with the subject ID column over here. So subject dot subject ID equals to student exam mark record dot subject ID, and now if I just run this query, you can see that I'll be getting a set of results like this, and also the columns that I've got over here is the same columns that I mentioned over here. Now after joining these tables together, all I need to do is type where, and after that I need to tell this query to filter out only the students who participated in the singular subject on this date. So for that I need to type subject name equals the subject name of singular subject. I'll just copy paste this over here, and the exam date should be equal to this date over here. I'll just copy paste that. And after that, if I run this query, I'll be getting the list of students who participated for the single subject on this date. So that will be the answer for the first question. In the second question, I've been told to find the exam marks of Sadhun Vijayaratna that was held on this given date. So for that, I'm going to first go to ADSQL, and now in the query section I'm going to first type a query that will get me all the columns from the student exam mark record table. So for that I need to type select asterisk from student exam mark record. Now if I execute this query, I'll be getting all the columns from the student exam mark record table like this. Next I'm going to filter the rows that have the term ID which represents this given date. So for that I'll be using join queries. So first I need to type join, and I'll be joining the exam term table first. After that I need to use the on keyword and tell the rows that are in the exam term table to join with the rows that are in the student exam mark record table only if they have the same term ID. So for that I need to type student exam mark record dot exam term ID and equal exam term dot term ID. So now if I execute this query, you can see that both tables have joined, and after that I need to join the student table with the student exam mark record table. So for that I need to type join. After that I need to use the on keyword and then tell the rows that are in the student table to join with the rows that are in the student exam mark record table only if they have the same student ID. So for that I need to type student exam mark record dot student index number equals student dot index number. And now if I execute this query, you can see that the student table has also joined from here. So now after joining these two tables, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to filter the rows that have Sadhun as the first name and Vijayaratna as the last name. So for that I need to first use the where clause and then type student dot first name equals Sadhun. After that I need to use the AND operator and then type student dot last name equals Vijayaratna. I'll just copy it from here. Now if I execute this query, I won't be getting a result set because I've misspelled the last name. So now if I execute this again, I'll be getting a result set where each row has Sadhun as the first name and Vijayaratna as the last name. Next I need to filter the rows that have this exam date fixed as the exam date. So for that I need to first use the AND operator and then type exam exam term dot term date equals 2020 0315, and now if I execute this query, I'll be getting a result set where the exam date has been set to this date that I typed. Next, I need to filter the relevant columns. Now in this question, I've been told to get only these information of that student. So for that, I'll be replacing this asterisk sign with the name of the columns that I want. So first I'm going to get the name of that student from the student table. So for that I need to type student dot first name comma student dot last name comma student dot index number, and after that I need to get the exam date and the term name. So for that I need to type exam term dot term name comma exam term dot term date. Next I need to get the name of the three subjects. So for that I need to first join the subject table with the student exam mark record table. So to join it, I'll be first type in join, and then I need to type subject. After that use the on keyword and type student exam mark record dot subject ID equals subject dot subject ID, and after joining the subject table, now I can get the name of the subject as well. So for that I need to type subject dot subject name, and after that I need to get the mark column as well. So I need to type student exam mark record dot mark, and now if I execute this query, I'll be only getting the columns that I specified over here. So that will be the answer for question number 2. And in the third question, I've been told to find the name, the subject, marks, term of examination, date of examination of the students who obtained between 40 and 70 marks in the subject mathematics held on this date given over here. So to find the answer for that, I need to type in a join query again. So if I go to ADSQL, I need to first type select, and then I need to specify which columns I need to appear. In this question over here, I've been told to find the name, the subject, marks, term of examination. So I need to give those columns. So I need to first type student dot first name comma student comma dot last name, it should be last name, and next I need to find the subject and then the marks. So I'll be getting the subject straight from the subject table. So I need to type subject dot subject name comma the marks I'll be from the student exam mark record table dot mark comma, and next I need to find the term of the examination. So I need to first of all type exam term dot term name comma, and after that I need to find the date of the examination. So exam term dot exam date, and after that I need to type from student and after that I need to join this student table with the student exam mark record table. So join student exam mark record table, and then I need to type on student mark record dot student index number equals to student dot index number, and after that I'll be joining the student exam mark record table with the exam term table. So join exam term on, and after that exam term equals to it should be dot term id equals to student exam mark record dot exam term id. After doing that, I need to join the class table with the student exam mark record table. So I need to type class on student exam mark record dot, made a mistake over here, it should be the subject table. The subject table should join with the student exam mark record table, and this should be equal to the subject dot subject id. Now after joining all these tables together, I can execute this query, and you can see that I'll be getting all the columns that I've mentioned over here. And after that, what I need to do is type where, and after that I need to tell this query to filter out the students who obtained marks between 40 and 70 in the mathematics subject on this given date. So for that I need to type subject dot subject name should be equal to mathematics, and marks should be between 40 and 70. So I need to type student exam mark record dot mark between 40 and 70, and the exam date should be equal to this date mentioned over here. I'll just copy paste that, and now if I execute this query, I get the answers like this. And over here you can see that in the marks column it only shows the marks that is between 40 and 70, and also the exam date is the same date that I've given over here. So that will be the answer for question number 3. And now in the fourth question, I've been told to find the student who scored the highest in the first term out of all subjects. So to answer this question, I'll be using both join and subqueries. So now if I go to my query browser, I'm going to first type a query that will get me all the columns from the student exam mark record table. So I'm going to begin by typing select asterisk from student exam mark record, and now if I execute this query, I'll be getting all the columns from that table. Next I'm going to filter the rows that have the term ID that represents the first term. So for that I'll be using subqueries. So for that I need to first type where, student exam mark record dot exam term id equals to the term id that represents the first term. Now to find that term id, in the brackets I'll be typing in a subquery. So for that I need to type select exam term dot term id from the exam table, where exam term dot term name equals first term. So now if I execute this query, I'll be getting all the rows that have the term ID that represents the first term. Next I'm going to find the highest marks from this result set. Now over here, if I reorder this mark column, we can see that 100 is the max mark. So for that I need to replace this asterisk sign with the max function, and in between the parameters of this function I need to give this column name, which is mark. So for that I need to type student exam mark record dot mark, and now if I execute this query, I'll be only getting the maximum mark from that result set, like this. So next what I need to do is I need to find the details of that student who scored the highest marks in the first term. So for that I'm going to first open a new query tab, and now I'm going to type a query that will get me all the columns from the student table and the student exam mark record table using joins. So for that I need to type select asterisk from student exam mark record. So first if I execute this, you can see that I'll be getting all the columns from the student exam mark record. Next I want all the columns from the student table as well. So for that I'll be joining the student exam mark record table with the student table student. After that use the on keyword, and now I need to tell the rows that are in the student table to join with the rows that are in the student exam mark record table only if they have the same student ID. So for that I need to type student exam mark record dot student index number equals student dot index number. Now if I execute this query, we can see that both tables have joined, and also the rows of each table have joined by the index number. Next I'm going to filter the row that have the highest mark in the first term. So for that I need to type student exam mark record dot mark equals, and in the brackets I need to type a subquery that will get me the highest mark in the first term examination out of all subjects. So for that I can use the same query that I typed earlier. I'll just copy paste it in this brackets, and so this is how it will look like. Now if I execute this query, I won't be getting a result set, and the reason for that is because I haven't used the where clause over here. So now if I execute this query, I'll be getting one row like this, and now what I need to do is I need to only get the name of that student who scored 100 marks. So for that I need to replace this asterisk sign with these two column names. So for that I need to type student dot first name comma student dot last name. So now if I execute this query, I'll be getting the name of that student, and that will be the answer for the fourth question. And that's all I've been told to do in the 22nd question. So that's all for this video.